Hello, Red class. I'm glad you're here for our video today. Well, hello everybody. Can you touch your jaw? Touch your jaw. Touch your jaw. Well, hello everybody. Can you touch your jaw? Touch your jaw. Well, hello everybody. Can you touch your claw? Touch your claw. Touch your claw. Well, hello everybody. Can you touch your claw? Touch your claw. Do you notice anything different about where I am? I got a new couch today. Last time when you saw me, I had a red couch. And now I got a blue couch this morning. So we'll try it out for our first time today. And it looks like Percival is already getting into our animals for our for our song, Silly Boy. Today our story is called The Mitten, and it's written and illustrated by Jan Brett. Now while I'm reading this, look at the pictures, but especially look in these mittens on this edge. They're going to give you clues about what's going to happen on the next page. Once there was a boy named Nicky who wanted his new mittens made from wool as white as snow. At first, his grandmother Baba did not want to knit white mittens. If you drop one in the snow, she warned, you'll never find it. But Nicky wanted snow white mittens, and finally Baba made them. After she finished, she said, "When you come home, first I will look to see if you are safe and sound, but then I will look to see if you still have your snow white mittens." So off Nicky went, and it wasn't long until one of his new mittens dropped in the snow and was left behind. A mole, tired from tunneling along, discovered the mitten and burrowed inside. It was cozy and warm and just the right size, so he decided to stay. A snowshoe rabbit came hopping by. He stopped for a moment to admire his winter coat. It was then that he saw the mitten, and he wiggled in, feet first. The mole didn't think there was room for both of them, but when he saw the rabbit's big kickers, he moved over. Next, a hedgehog came snuffling along. Having spent the day looking under wet leaves for things to eat, he decided to move into the mitten and warm himself. The mole and the rabbit were bumped and jostled, but not being ones to argue with someone covered with prickles, they made room. As soon as the hedgehog disappeared into the mitten, a big owl, attracted by the commotion, swooped down. When he decided to move in also, the mole, the rabbit, and the hedgehog grumbled, but when they saw the owl's glinty talons, they quickly let him in. Up through the snow appeared a badger. He eyed the mitten and began to climb in. The mole, the rabbit, the hedgehog, and the owl were not pleased. There was no room left, but when they saw his diggers, they gave him the thumb. It started snowing, but the animals were snug in the mitten. A waft of warm steam rose in the air, and a fox trotting by stopped to investigate. Just the sight of the cozy mitten made him feel drowsy. The fox poked his muzzle in. When the mole, the rabbit, the hedgehog, the owl, and the badger saw his shiny teeth, they gave the fox lots of room. A great bear lumbered by. He spied the mitten all plumped up. Not being one to be left out in the cold, he began to nose his way in. The animals were packed in as tightly as could be. But what animal would argue with a bear? The mitten swelled and stretched. It was pulled and bulged to many times its size, but Baba's good knitting held fast. Along came a meadow mouse, no bigger than an acorn. She wiggled into the one space left and made herself comfortable on top of the great bear's nose. The bear, tickled by the mouse's whiskers, gave an enormous sneeze. Ha, 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 chew! The force of the sneeze shot the mitten up into the sky and scattered the animals in all directions. On his way home, Nicky saw a white shape in the distance. It was the lost mitten, silhouetted against the blue sky. As he ran to catch his snow-white mitten, he saw Baba's face in the window. First, she looked to see if he was safe and sound, and then she saw that he still had his new mittens. The end. Oh, look what I just found. It's a big white mitten. I wonder what's going to happen. The mitten's on the ground, the mitten's on the ground. Hi-ho, it's cold outside, the mitten's on the ground. The mole burrows in, the mole burrows in. Hi-ho, it's cold outside, the mole burrows in. The rabbit hops in, the rabbit hops in. Hi-ho, it's cold outside, the rabbit hops in. The hedgehog snuffles in, the hedgehog snuffles in. Hi-ho, it's cold outside, the hedgehog snuffles in. The owl swoops in, the owl swoops in. Hi-ho, it's cold outside, the owl swoops in. The badger climbs in, the badger climbs in. Hi-ho, it's cold outside, the badger climbs in. The fox trots in, the fox trots in. Hi-ho, it's cold outside, the fox trots in. Oh, the bear lumbers in, the bear lumbers in. Hi-ho, it's cold outside, the bear lumbers in. Whew, this mitten sure is getting full. Percy, the bear's cold, he wants to go in the mitten. The mouse wriggles in, the mouse wriggles in. Hi-ho, it's cold outside, the mouse wriggles in. Oh, this mitten sure is getting full. I wonder if there's room for the mouse. Let's see. Oh, I'm starting to hear something inside of here. Ha, 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 ha. Choo! All the animals come out, fly out of the mitten. So, did you know that you could play this game at home? If you have a blanket or a pillowcase or anything, you can pretend as a mitten and you can gather up some stuffed animals. They could be, maybe you have some of these mitten animals at your house, but maybe you have some different animals. They could go in the mitten, that's okay. Maybe you have a Bigfoot or a sloth or a unicorn. They could go in the mitten and you could play this game too. Just remember at the end, there's a big sneeze. Ah, 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 chew! And all the animals fly out. I think Percival this might be Percival's favorite story. All right, we just read the story called The Mitten by Jan Brett. And in your supplies, I gave you one really big mitten and all of the animals. And what you can do is put the animals in the mitten just like they were in the story. So you can get your scissors and cut the animals apart, and then get your glue stick, and you can glue them wherever you like on the mitten. Now, Here's your choice. You can cut apart all of the animals and put them in the mitten. You can cut apart some of the animals and put them in the mitten. You can do 3 animals today and put them in the mitten and save the other ones and do them tomorrow. However you like to get these animals nice and cozy inside the mitten. And if you want to make it fancy, you could even use your markers or your crayons and color the animals. So have fun putting all of the animals from the story in the mitten. Here's another mitten activity you can do with your supplies. You have a mitten that looks like this, but it opens up like a book. And suddenly now you have 2 mittens. So what you can do, it depends on what kind of paint you have at home. If you have poster paint that's like this, like the kind that we use at our paint easel at preschool, you can pick one mitten to paint on, and you can make a design. And then let's see. Ooh, I'm gonna make the letter of my name, the first letter of my name. Can I do it? There's a K. All right, so make a design on your mitten. I'll make a heart. It's an upside down heart. Make a design on one mitten. Close your mitten like a book and go rub, 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 rub. And there'll be a surprise when you open it. Watch this. Open it back up like a book. And remember, you only painted on one side. When you open it up, the paint goes on both sides, and you have a pair of mittens that look exactly alike. If you don't have paint like this, that's okay. You could decorate your mittens with watercolors. You could just open them up and decorate them with watercolors. You could use markers or crayons, whatever you have that you enjoy using. And you could make your own design all over these mittens, or you can make a design on one side and then see if you can make the other side look just like it. So if I were going to do that, I would say, ooh, I'm making one purple thumb. And if I want the other side to look exactly the same, I will make the other thumb purple. Ooh. And then if I make a pink heart on the bottom of this side, if I want it to look the same, I'll make a pink heart on this side. So have fun. You can either do a painting print like I did with the green, or you can make your own design and see if you can make both mittens look the same with markers or crayons or watercolor paint. Just have fun and make some beautiful mittens. Here is a little science experiment you can do to see if you can pick up an ice cube with a piece of string. All you need is a bowl or a cup or something filled with ice, and fill it all the way to the top. We want this to be really cold. And you need some salt. So get some water and fill up your container. Fill it all the way up. This is going to be super cold water. Okay. And then get a piece of string or yarn, whatever you have. Does this look familiar? This is the string I used to make your red class necklaces. the same string. All right, so let's see if we can get this to work. I might have used a little bit too much ice. Just put that over there. Okay, so I'm gonna pick a nice ice cube, and I'm gonna take my string and lay it on top. And here, this is a really fun part where you get to pour salt on the ice. Now, salt usually makes ice melt, but because we have all of this ice and water, it's so cold, it's gonna freeze again. And, oh, we did it. We can pick up an ice cube with a piece of string. That's pretty fun. And then if you try that, you can have fun doing that. But then also, if you want, just get a little cup of salt, and you can just have fun sprinkling salt on ice and watch and see what happens. See how the salt changes the ice. Let me know if you discover anything. Before we say goodbye, I think we have another line to our song. Percival snuggles in, Percival snuggles in, hi-ho, it's cold outside, Percival snuggles in. Percival's in the mitten now. Maybe he doesn't like that very much. All right, Red class, thanks for watching our video today. I'll see you again soon. Bye.